Hi everyone, Josh Woznica here again with the Ieor 190G blog, post number 16, and this is our second post about obviousness, and this we're going to focus on the Graham versus John Deere case. So this is another Paramount IP litigation case when talking about obviousness, and this case is from 1966. So this case is a bit different from some of the other ones that I've usually been discussing in my videos thus far, in the sense that it's a Supreme Court case which actually doesn't involve two separate firms, rather an individual and a firm. The individual being William T. Graham and the firm being John Deere. So in case you don't know, John Deere is an American corporation that manufactures agricultural, construction, and forestry machinery, diesel engines, drivetrains used in heavy equipment, and lawn care equipment. All those big green tractors, things you see, those are all John Deere. And then the other party in the case, William T. Graham, was just an individual. In the case at hand, we have this individual suing this corporation. So Mr. William T. Graham is suing John Deere, claiming patent infringement on a device which consisted of old mechanical elements that absorbed shock from plow shanks as they plowed through rocky soil. Really hard to understand. The shock absorption technology was sort of in place in order to protect the plow. So Mr. Graham thought he had a better way to do this and to approach this problem, and he wanted to attach the plow shanks and spring claims to one another. I know it's really hard to understand what this looks like, so if you look at the images in my post, it'll make a little bit more sense. This would essentially allow the spring claims to sort of hang just below the plow shanks, if that makes sense, in order to protect them and not get them damaged. So Mr. Graham applied for a patent for his work, which was essentially the clamp itself. Successfully obtained U.S. Patent 2493811 in 1950. A few years after that, he made some changes to his work and then applied for a second patent, which was also granted to him. So the verdict in this case went to John Deere. They defended what Mr. Graham would have considered to be patent infringement on the grounds of obviousness. That's how they defended themselves. And this, in effect, ended up invalidating his second patent. This is where the whole Section 103 thing came into play, into helping determine what exactly was versus what wasn't obvious. This was the case where we learned. And when discussing obviousness as a result of this case, we now consider, and this is what's discussed in Professor Lavian's slides, the determination of the scope and content of the prior art, the identification of any differences between the prior art and the claims at issue, the determination of the level of ordinary skill in the pertinent art that warrants the award of a patent, and the review of any relevant secondary considerations. This includes commercial successes or failures, certain long or unresolved needs and failures. Yeah, so I'll have you to comment and let me know what you think.